Hey everyone, I'm Linda, and in today's lesson, I'm going to show you how to create this adorable embossed bunny using the artwork tools. So come on, let's get started. We're just going to keep the cotton recipe, and I wanted to point out whenever you open a new design or a new page, it is defaulted to cotton. So you'll see that at the bottom of the page. If you ever wanted to change your recipes in your design, you would come up under the change recipe icon up here. But we're going to leave it at cotton because the majority of the design is a motif and the properties don't change with the recipes. So that's why we're staying with cotton. So let's come over and we will load our backdrop, navigate to where you have the bunny stored, say open. We will select the backdrop, right click, properties. I have it at 120 millimeters and that's just fine. Let's lower the opacity down like this. And we will now grab the artwork tool with the fast draw tool. So we will come around. Let's just give it a different color so we can see it. I'm just making a series of right clicks. Let me back up a second because I was going to pan. I'm going to right click. I'm going to come down the foot, left click. I'll just do another left click and I'll right click, left click just to do the feet. And I'm going to do right clicks right around through here. I'll do a left click, right click, right click, do a little left click, right click, left, just coming around the bunny's head with the right clicks as we're just shaping it around. And continue with the right clicks. Going to come down here. This will be a left click here. I'll do a left click right here because that gives it a real sharp corner. So continue up with your right clicks, right click, come down here. We'll do a left click, a right click, left click, and right click. And I'm going to just stop short right there and I'll say enter. I'll select the artwork and I will then close it so it will make it a solid outline. So right now we have the bunny on our screen. We need to create the heart. So let's just turn off the backdrop for a moment. So we've got the bunny. So now let's use the artwork tool again and we will select the shape, but we'll use a heart shape. So I'm just going to left click and drag this piece of artwork in place. And what we need to do is move it up so that part of the bunny's head, I'm just going to pan over here, we want the bunny's head to be inside of the heart and we do not want the body to be inside. So you can adjust the heart by grabbing the bounding boxes and just making some adjustments. So right now we have the heart and the bunny on screen. I need to select them both, so Control A is the hotkey. And then we will come up under the Artwork Edit tool. And there are lots of options in Artwork Edit, but for this design, we're going to use the Exclude option. So when I click on it, it didn't look like I did anything. So, but if you deselect both objects and just click on your screen, I can grab the back half of the bunny and pull it away, and all that remains is the heart with the bunny head. So we'll delete the back end of the bunny. And now this is where we will turn it into this embossed effect. So as you know, the artwork tools, whenever you create an artwork shape, it has 0 stitches. So we need to convert this. So I'm going to first, I'll just turn off the grid. I'm going to convert this to a motif. And so all your convert buttons are right down here. And I'm going to hover over this. So that's a fancy fill. And then this says convert to motif. Let me select it. And it didn't do anything. What happened here? Well, whenever you use any of the fills, the regular fill, the fancy fill, or the convert, or the motif fill, you need to add an inclination line. So that's where we will just left click and drag right across. So that created the inclination. We'll press enter. And Then it allows you to make any node changes that you'd like. If you'd like to reshape it in any way, now's the time to reshape those nodes, but they look fine to me, so I'll press enter again. And notice how the fill pattern is generated inside the bunny. So let's just change this to a light pink. You of course can change this to any motif pattern you'd like to see audition different designs, but I'm just going to stick with this F011 today. So we've got the motif, and what the motif does when this is stitched, it's actually going to hold down the nap of your towel. And the places that aren't stitched, the fluffy nap of the terry towel is going to pop through, and it'll make this look like a cute little fuzzy bunny. So next step is to create a nice clean outline around the bunny and the heart. So I'm going to press Control D or duplicate, and that creates a duplicate object. And I want to point out the difference between duplicate and control or copy and paste. If you use duplicate, it will place the object that you duplicate directly below the original. Now let's say you had a design that had a whole bunch of objects on the sequence docker, and this was the very first object. If I chose Control Paste, it would paste it at the very bottom of the docker. So this is why I like to use the duplicate feature when I'm doing designs like this, because then it eliminates any chance that I would have to resequence this. So I'm going to change this fill now to a running stitch. You can see that it changed over here. We'll come over and I want to change this to a bean stitch. A bean stitch means that the stitch goes across, back, and across. And the default is 3, so it makes 3 passes of thread. But I want to beef that up to 5, so it'll make 5 passes of thread on a stitch before it moves on to the next one. And I want to increase the size to 3 millimeters. Also, I would like to check the start and stop positions. So on Path Edit, I see it starts right here. And let's see where it stops on the fill. So hotkey Q. So there will be no jump or trim. So where the fill pattern ended, the bean stitch is going to continue. So now we need to add the little details for the bunny. So we need to come back and turn on the view backdrop. And here are the nose and the eyes. So for the eyes and the or for the ear first, we'll do the ear first. I'm going to go 1 to 3, and we will use the classic satin. Let's just pick a darker pink, and I'm going to do a left click, and then I'll do a series of right clicks just to create this curve, and I'll just do a left click, enter. So now I have my satin stitches right here. For the nose, we'll use the same color, but I want to use the regular satin for this because it's kind of irregular and it will avoid placing a whole bunch of nodes to create this shape. So let's go with the satin. Let's use the fast draw. I love the fast draw, so I'm just going to left click and I'm just going to kind of right click around. That's a left click on the bottom of his nose, right click, and I'll do a left click right here and I'll generate, and we need to add the inclinations for the nose to the stitch angles. I'll press enter, and there we have the little satin nose right here. For the eye, let's select black, and I'm going to use the steel brush so it looks like this, and I'm going to select my width. So the width is right here. Now my widget most likely will look different than yours, but this is how I like to have mine set up, where I have all the different stitch widths that I typically use in my designs. And if you want to add more stitch widths to your widget, which prevents you from going over the properties and changing from 2 to 1, if you originally wanted, a 2 millimeter width, you would come over to Settings, and then under the tool brush, select width, and this is where you can add different stitch widths to your widget, and you would just type in the number and then you would say OK. And then of course you can use the up and down arrows to sequence them on your widget. So you can also do that for the densities and stitch lengths. So that's a great way to set up your widget for widths and densities that you use most often. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to do a 2.5 millimeter steel stitch. I'm going to do a left click, right click, left click. I'll say enter. And I've got my little steel stitch for the eye, but I want to create just a little bit of a rounded edge to it. So I'm selecting it, and over on the properties docker, if you come in here on the start line cap, from standard, which is a straight line, I'm going to go to rounded. And on the stop line cap, I'm also going to say rounded. So that just creates just a softer edge for the eye. So I'm going to just do 1 to 1. So here is our design. I'm going to turn off the backdrop and let's watch it stitch out on the stitch player. So you come down here and it will stitch out. So it's doing the motif all around the rabbit, and this is what's going to hold the nap of the towel down. And it's going to come down here, and there it's running that triple, and you can see how it goes back and forth. That's creating that 5 passes of thread per stitch, and it goes all the way around. And I'm going to do the nose and the ear, and lastly it will do the eye. So when this stitches out, we're going to use tearaway stabilizer on the back, and we will also use a Solvay water-soluble film on the top, and that's going to hold this part of the towel down so you get a nice crisp edge, and I'll show you how I do that in the stitch out. So the last step, of course, is to save our design, and I'll just type in bunny, and I'm saving that as a JDX. And then I will save it as my machine file format. I use DST, so I will just select the DST and I'll say save. If you save it to a USB, always just save it to wherever you use it to put into your machine to stitch out your designs. But always save that JDX file first. That's your working file format, and then save the machine file format. Okay, now let me show you how this stitches out. I use tearaway stabilizer on the back and a water-soluble topper over the top of the towel to hold down the ears, nose, and eyes during stitching. When it's all finished, just tear it away and you now have an adorable, fluffy, embossed bunny towel. I look forward to seeing all your stitch outs posted in the Inner Circle, so I'll see you soon.
Inner Circle members, don't forget to download your lesson files below. Not a member yet? Join the Inner Circle and get access to exclusive bonuses, hands-on training, and everything you need to master embroidery digitizing. Click the link in the description to get started. Want to keep learning? Check out these tutorials next and take your embroidery skills even further.